How we doing this week, guys? Moving into week 8 and really excited. I'm excited every week, but I'm really excited. For those of you guys that don't know, the number 8 actually is the number of new beginnings. And I find that quite interesting as I've had a whole bunch of stuff on my heart this week. With it being 2 months in, coming into the tail end, having done 7 weeks, watching people really progress and people just fall right off, people fall off and get back up, and just watching sort of what has been happening these last 8 weeks. And so I find it really awesome that 8 is the number of new beginnings. And as we talk about what we're doing with this project in uncovering things and walking out our lives in a new way, learning new habits, realizing our bad habits, and really coming to grips with why we do what we do, and then making the decision and the choices, as we talked about last week, to not choose that anymore. So there may be some of you who have decided this week, I'm getting back on the bandwagon. Some of you guys did your whole 30 and then you've been done for 2 weeks and oh my gosh, what am I doing now? I've stepped back into the old stuff and am doing the same thing. Or there's some of you who are realizing, oh my gosh, I wasn't perfect this week, but it was totally okay. I'm getting back on the wagon again and I'm going to keep going and not be defeated and just throw up my hands and stop. And so wherever you are right now, I want to encourage you to step back in the game again, or step up your level again and grow a little bit more or dig a little bit more. And so as we look at a tree, and the way that a tree grows is it starts as a seed and it begins to lay down roots, and then it begins to spout up from the ground, and over time it begins to bear fruit. And we can't bear fruit all the time. A tree never does. It has the seasons of pruning, and then the leaves fall off and the fruit fall off, but it goes back into its growing season, ready to be harvest, ready for there to be fruit. But as we're going into week 8, some of you guys might be realizing that you still have yet to get to the root of the issue. Because if you're still going back and you're realizing, oh my gosh, I'm doing the same thing again, I've gotten right back into the same thing, there's roots that haven't been fully pulled out. You might have gotten the one big root, but it had 7 sprouts going a little bit deeper. And so if that is you, I want to challenge you to go back to it, because your fruits, it should be joy and love and peace and patience and self-control and these manifestations in our lives that make life exciting, fun to live, joyful, and yet we're still going to have to battle. We're still going to get pruned. We're still going to have our tree wither a little bit. We're still going to have our fruit that falls off, but there's also a time of growth again. So I want to challenge you wherever you are right now that a new beginning doesn't need to look like you've started all over again. If you fell off the wagon for a week, get right back on. You haven't lost what you think you've lost. Please don't throw your hands up in the air and go, you know what, this isn't for me, I can't do it. Because we know that that's not true. Your life was meant to be lived to the fullest. And so if you have just quit or you're going back to the start, I want to encourage you, go back to the root and begin to dig at it again. If it's still there, process through why it's still there, what is still left undone as we move in to week 8. And so that's just something I just want to encourage you in this week. Is it might not have looked as great as every other week, but don't stop moving forward. Don't throw up your hands and go right back to the old stuff. That's what we're trying to do here. We're breaking the cycle. We're getting into the whys. And so if you still don't know why, I want to challenge you to go there again. Don't be scared of it. Don't run from it. Go in so that you can fully live. So that's just my encouragement for the week. Keep digging in. Get to the root. Get to the root so that your fruit is something that people look at and they desire and they want to know what you have, and they want to know how you did it, and your story can affect other people's, and your victory can affect other people. And so just keep going after it, all right?